Also in Southern California, where we are, the arson trial getting underway for the man accused of sparking last year's deadly Palisades Fire in L.A. It was one of the most destructive wildfires in the city's history, killing 12 people and destroying more than 6,000 structures. Prosecutors say 30-year-old Jonathan Rinderknecht started a fire on a hiking trail in the area that smoldered underground for days before strong winds reignited it, the blaze exploding into the Palisades Fire. I want to bring in NBC's Liz Kreutz, who's been following this case closely. Liz, both sides making their opening statements. What did we learn?
Yeah, Tom, so number one, from the prosecution, they were beginning to make their case that's going to be somewhat challenging, that not only one did this man start the Lockman fire, which ignited on the morning of New Year's Day, but that he is then also responsible for this fire that ignited several days later. They started to tell the jury basically that this is the same fire with different names. Today, though, they really started to lay out the first part of that, why they believe he lit the New Year's Day fire. And they talked a lot about his demeanor, how he was agitated that night. He wanted to get invited to a New Year's Eve party he wasn't invited to. And they pointed the jurors to a lot of his ChatGPT questions that he would ask, including that picture we can bring back up, which is one of the ones several months before he had asked ChatGPT to create an image of a dystopian burning world. He was angry about a relationship. He actually had lived in the Palisades with an ex-boyfriend, which is part of the reason they say he was in that area. And then, we heard from the defense making their case, basically saying that we're going to show witnesses that say it was fireworks that started this. And they also pointed to the 911 calls that Rinderknecht made, where he actually alerted 911 to the fire on New Year's Day. And his defense is trying to say, look, that shows that this is somebody who was trying to help.
And even though he's on trial for starting the fire, there's still a lot of people in the city that blame the state and city officials for everything that happened with the Palisades Fire.
Yeah, a lot of people in the Pacific Palisades think that there was negligence on the part of the city and state for allowing a fire to smolder underground for so many days and then reignite. In fact, as you know, this was the major center of the mayoral debate here. It's still something that's following the current mayor as she tries to get reelected in November. And today we learned that her own brother, who lost his home in this fire, has also joined a lawsuit and is suing.
Oh, wow, that's a big development.
Yeah.
Okay, Liz, we thank you for staying on top of this one for us.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.